Yes, sir. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy D Nally, aka Don Squally, and in today's video, we are back at it with another Forza Horizon 5 build video. So what we're gonna do today, if you guys can tell from the title of today's video, is we are going to start taking care of cars that we haven't done on the channel or that have never before been seen in a video game. And one of those cars that I came across in the auto show here, I don't think, I'm pretty sure I've never done this on the channel, and I don't think I've ever seen it in a previous Forza Horizon game. And that vehicle is the 1997 Mitsubishi GTO, and it looks like I already own this thing. So that could be from a wheel spin or something of that nature. But yeah, I mean, this is a vehicle that really gets overlooked. As soon as the Eclipse came out, the Mitsubishi GTO pretty much disappeared. 97, actually the Eclipse is a 95 here. I don't know why. I've just never seen a GTO before. I don't know if they've sold them in Canada, if they needed to be imported. Maybe they're just a JDM vehicle. I'm not very knowledgeable on these cars, to be honest. But one thing that I do know is that I've never built one before on the channel. So I think today what we're going to do is jump inside this thing, see what it can do. Now, we just are fresh off of the Type R, Civic Type R build that you guys just saw me start this video in. I'm hoping I'm going to release these videos in chronological order, so that'll make sense to you. But I just got finished recording that video, so the performance of that car is still very new in my mind. And now we're going from a front wheel drive high horsepower vehicle to a all-wheel drive high horsepower vehicle, a notoriously fast vehicle for its time. But I think we're going to keep the stock motor, stock drivetrain in this thing. I am going to check out a couple of the body kits. Now, one of the things I love about this game with these older vehicles is you don't really get a lot of body kit options for the newer cars, but these older vehicles do have a lot of cool options from, back in the day. And I think for this one, I'm going to go ahead and drop, I don't know, these are kind of ricey body kits, but if you had this car in 97, they'd be cool, right? I think I'm going to keep the stock body kit on this one. I don't want to get flamed in the comment section. I know how you guys are with the rice builds, and we're not doing a rice build right now. It's possible we could come back to this one and drop some ricey body kits on here, but I just nothing that I'm seeing is really compelling me to put one of these body kits on here. Not even the side skirts. It's kind of a shame. Check out a couple, well, the only hood option here. The hood, I think maybe we'll throw the hood on here. That doesn't look terribly rice. I've got a vented hood on my G35, so I think we can put a vented hood on here. Now, I am going to put a semi-slick race tire on here because I do plan on racing this thing. Not sure if it's going to be a car that I'm going to keep because I don't necessarily like the styling of this vehicle. I think it's, I don't know, it kind of looks like an RX-8. I don't know, it kind of looks like an RX-7, which for the time was probably one of its competitors, but I don't know, man. We're going to see about this one. One thing I do know is I'm going to have to switch up the wheels here, so I'll let you guys know when I find something that's going to suit the uniqueness of this build, we'll say. Now, I did skim through a couple of different options here, and I think we're going to keep it simple. Go with the work emotions here. I was going to go with something kind of off the top or off the wall, a little out of the ordinary, but I think this car deserves a modern touch. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the wheels to 20 inches here. Now, I'm not trying to be a stance boy or a donk boy, but I think once we lower this thing, the 20s are actually going to look pretty dope. So let's go ahead and upgrade our track width as well. That's looking pretty good. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, let's go down to a 19. For some reason, when I'm looking at it and I hear or I say 20s in my head, it just seems a little weird to be putting 20s on a car like this. You know what I mean? So now we're going to go ahead and upgrade the drivetrain. Now I'm going to be upgrading the clutch. I'm going to be upgrading the transmission. Now, I said in the Type R build that we did, the video that would have been hopefully released previous to this one. Now, with the newer cars, I don't really feel the need to upgrade the transmission. The gearing is usually pretty good, especially after you add like some big power. However, this is a 1997. Now, although this car was probably geared to go pretty fast, we're going to be doing some pretty aggressive turbo upgrades to this thing. So I do want it to, I want to be able to change my gear ratios if I have to. But we probably might not. There's a good chance we might not need to. But let's go ahead and upgrade the intake and exhaust. Let's hear this thing. Yes, sounds great. Normally with these cars, when you add an exhaust, I know for the VQs with the 350, 370s, you add an exhaust, it just turns the car into a noisy, bumbly sounding car. But this thing, even with the aftermarket exhaust, still able to maintain a nice sound. Now I'm just looking at our rev range here. So this thing looks like it revs to over 8K, which is insane. But a camshaft, now we're revving to almost 10, so that's even crazier. But I think that's pretty much it for our power modifications on here. So let's go ahead and install this setup. 45 grand for quite a bit of performance, man. This car, you definitely get your money's worth with your performance mods. Now that we got that out of the way, let's jump up in here and tune this thing. Now our gearing is looking pretty decent. We're going to get a little bit more acceleration on here. As far as the ride height, we're going to slam this thing, obviously, and I'm going to throw just a little bit more camber on here. And I think that's going to be pretty good for our build right now. Oh, the stance, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is the designs and paint. So let's go ahead and see what this car looks like with a couple of different colors. Now, our factory colors, we got red, green, black, a silver. That looks pretty dope. Or white. White does look good, but I'm more so interested in what like a yellow, greenish, like lime green, seeing what these colors are going to look like. Pastel blue, the purple. I mean, I don't know. Red just seems like the color for this car. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? We could also throw on a color shift, which I don't normally do. But back in the 90s, early 2000s, color shift was pretty popular here. So let's see if we can toy around with these colors a little bit. The blue and the green, that's looking pretty dope. Lee, that is looking fire. So basically what I'm doing here is switching the blue and the green. So our blue, I think, is our base color, and then we're getting a green color shift. Or it looks like the green's the base color, and we're getting a blue color shift. I am liking that blue here. Now let's see if we can get an all blue, because I love the way that blue is shining, but I also want a blue undertone. Yes, indeed. That is it right there. A mirror glass blue chrome wrap. Oh, man, that's looking fire. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's looking like crispy. Now, what are we going to do with the wheels here? I think the wheels are just going to have to stay black. Maybe a black chrome here. Thinking the polished steel is going to look good. Brakes are already red, which what other color would we paint them? And then the blacked out windows here. Ooh, that is a fiery looking vehicle right now. We are saving this to the current car. And we got to take this thing out for a rip, man. I want to see what this thing sounds like, how it drives. Now, with this paint, it almost looks like a Trans Am with this paint and these wheels. Like, this thing is just looking so mean. This paint job is just insane on this car. I'm going to have to do more of these, like, two-tone, you know, because it just spruces it up. You're plain basic colors. If I were to pick just a normal blue, it wouldn't be that great. But, I mean, when you mix the blue with the color shift, oof. Sorry, this is my first time doing that, man. I've never seen how dope these cars can actually turn out. So let's take this thing out on the road here. I'm not going to launch it. We're just going to get into it. Whoa, some big turbo lag down low. But now that we're moving. So now, definitely revving insanely high. Almost, I think we're right around 9,000 RPMs there. Let's roll into it from about 80 here. Oh yeah, she's got some power. It's just that launch that I was kind of surprised about. Wow, this car is actually a monster, man. This thing has got power all the way up. Now, keep in mind, I just came out of a maxed out Honda Civic Type R. And this thing's not even maxed out, and it is moving 300 kilometers an hour. Almost there. Uphill, can we get it? Oh, the uphill killed us there. Wow, this thing is great. Now, I'm not sure. The handling seems to be pretty good, too. Which doesn't surprise me. This thing is an all-wheel drive car. Woo! Wow, man. This thing is cool. I like this. Coming through, smashing the billboard. Now, again, normally what I'll do is I'll build cars and then auction them off once I'm done doing the video. Try to recoup some of my money. To be honest, I don't really need to worry too much about money right now because I have a lot of it. So I might just keep this thing, man. This is a friggin' ripper. Wow, I like this, man. Now, compared to the Eclipse, I'm assuming this is like a muscle car, whereas the Eclipse is a tuner car, right? Because this thing, this is Japanese muscle. I've seen that term flexed before in the past. Mostly a lot of EQ guys will put, you know, Japanese muscle sticker. I actually had an Instagram page. I don't know if it's the Japanese muscle. They hit me up and they wanted me to put one of them on my Altima, but I don't know, just the whole idea about it seemed kind of tacky and I didn't want to get laughed at. But this car right here, man, this is what I would definitely consider Japanese muscle. All-wheel drive, big power slides. This thing is sick, bro. Okay, so what we're going to do is jump into launch control here. See if we can get rid of that turbo lag. Still a little bit, very tiny little bit. So if you were drag racing this thing online and you needed to do you know, you were able to do the launch control. Now I know I haven't drag raced very much in this game, but I know in the old Horizons it would start you out right away. You didn't have the opportunity to even rev match or launch correctly, which I didn't like. That's where it's at. You just send her to red line and just rip it, man. But this thing is sick, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I'm blown away with this car. This thing is absolutely dope. But what I think we're gonna do is jump into, normally we'd head into the city, but let's go to my beach house. Actually, we just passed. Let's go to my beach house to finish off this video, you freaking guy. Let's go ahead and fast travel. There's the spot, dog. Spot's just up here. But yeah, with that being said, I'm thinking we are probably gonna put an end to this one. So if you did enjoy this video, Don't forget to smash that like button if you guys want to see more, and you're not subscribed yet, definitely do so. And as always, I am your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace. Don't die. Oh shit, where you going, bro? Don't be creeping on my friend. Don't be creeping on my friend. You and your homie. Oh, nut shot. Nut shot. Oh, buddy. Let's go. And your boy, man. Get him out of here. Oh, fucking. Oh, my God.